Thousands of bones, crematoria, graves, and human remains. These traces of torture and murder were found on a ranch in the Mexican state of Jalisco. Among the remains is Perla Yajaira's bag. Her parents have been searching for her for over a year. This may have been the last place their daughter was alive.
It's heartbreaking. We feel powerless when we think our daughter may have been here, and that maybe her remains are still here.
This is the anguish shared by nearly 130,000 families in Mexico searching for their missing loved ones. It is a dangerous and agonizing search that all too seldom yields answers. This is Zakatas, where the family's nightmare began. Their 22-year-old daughter came to this northern Mexican state to work as a waitress. A few months later, on February 22, 2024, a group of masked gunmen broke into her house and kidnapped her and her boyfriend.
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry to bother you. My daughter disappeared here in Zakatas. A year ago, we came to take care of our granddaughter, my daughter's daughter. She was left alone in the house.
Antonio Gandara and Margarita Balvanera had to drop everything to quickly relocate to Zacatecas and care for Perla's daughter Zoe. They've been selling chocolate to make ends meet in a city where they have no connections. They also hand out photos of their missing daughter. The couple are appalled by the inaction of the local authorities. It took a year before the missing person report was finally issued.
They told us there was no investigation and no missing person posters put up because we hadn't filled out and signed some extra forms. This is what we're most upset about.
The investigating authorities have repeatedly denied the charge of inaction and promised a thorough investigation of all missing persons cases. They declined to be interviewed. Antonio meets the Buscadoras Zacatecas. Although the search group is accompanied by the National Guard, they have been ambushed and shot at before while searching on remote land.
Don't call each other by name. Don't shout or whistle. We'll split up into 6 teams of 3. If you see a pipe or anything that looks strange or out of place, don't touch it. It could be a homemade bomb.
Their only tools are rods, picks, and shovels. They stick the rods into the ground and check to see if they smell of decay or lime, which the cartels use to break down bodies. They communicate with code names because the gangs often use the same radio frequency. The day ends in disappointment. Nothing was found.
Of course, it's hard when you don't find what you were looking for. But at the same time, it's kind of a relief when someone is recovered, even dead. At least then the family can start to grieve. They no longer have to live with the uncertainty.
Without a body, the grief never ends. And without a body, there is officially no crime. Almost all violent disappearances in Mexico go unpunished. The number reached a new peak last year with over 13,000 cases. Behind these figures are families who live in fear for their missing relatives. Just like in the case of Perla, Margarita recognized her daughter's bag in the official photos taken at one of the ranches where people had disappeared. Perla's parents tell us the authorities then altered Margarita's previous statement.
They wrote that Margarita stated that the zipper had stopped working. But she never said anything like that. But this way they can rule out the bag as evidence.
Antonio and Margarita suspect the authorities are so completely overwhelmed by the huge number of missing persons that they want to avoid further investigations. Most of the young people at the ranch in Jalisco were lured with fake job offers. In reality, they were used as soldiers for the cartels or forced into sex work. Margarita is certain that her daughter only had to suffer that hell for a short time. She dreams that Perla is still alive. Mother and daughter were very close.
She was very loving and cheerful. She loved to dance and sing. She was very funny. I miss her. I often think about when we used to go to the park together. It feels like something has been torn from my heart.
Margarita and Antonio have decided to travel to Guadalajara to see the bag firsthand. It could be crucial evidence. Zacatecas is about 350 kilometers from Guadalajara, the capital of the Mexican state of Jalisco. They've had to save a lot of money for the trip. Along the way, their granddaughter is the only thing that gives them strength and brings a smile to their faces.
Even if we recognize the bag as our daughter's, we still don't know where she is, how she is, and if she's alive or dead.
With more than 15,000 reports a year, Jalisco is the state with the highest number of missing persons in Mexico. The streets of Guadalajara are plastered with hundreds of faces. The family's first stop is a social welfare center. They want to ask for financial support for Zoe, but above all for psychological help to deal with her trauma. The 4-year-old once pretended to stab a teddy bear.
I heard her say, "I'm going to kill you." And I turned around and saw her playing with a teddy bear and a piece of cardboard shaped like a knife. She grabbed the bear by the neck and stabbed it in the stomach.
During this visit, several officials listened intently and quickly promised to help. But Antonia and Margarita tell us that they have yet to receive any assistance. The couple want to leave Zoe with Margarita's sister before continuing their search. They believe she will be safer there. Just as they arrive at her home, they learn that the head of the Buscadoras, Zacatecas, Teresa Gonzalez, has been murdered in Guadalajara. More and more activists are being targeted by the criminal gangs.
She has given Tonio and me the strength to keep going. We love her so much. Marta, I'm leaving my little girl with you. Take good care of her. We're afraid to go spreading my daughter's name everywhere with everything that's going on. It's really bad. I'm afraid we'll never come back.
Margarita says goodbye to her granddaughter.
You've got to behave and listen to your aunt. Promise me.
A last embrace before their search continues.
I love you. Be good.
Without Zoe, Perla's parents go to the coroner's office, where they have been told the items found on the farm are being kept. After visiting 5 other authorities, they are finally told that the evidence has been sent to the Attorney General in Mexico City.
We're a little disappointed. I think they're hiding something from us, withholding information. I can't believe that my daughter has been missing for a year and a month, and there has been no progress in the investigation. I don't believe them anymore. They send us in circles and tell us one thing, then another. I don't believe a word they say.
The ranch in Jalisco is just one of many killing grounds. Another grisly scene was recently found just a few kilometers away. According to official data, human remains had been found in almost 6,000 locations in Mexico by 2023. These numbers pushed the judiciary to act. There have been several arrests, including 2 former investigators. Other police officers are suspected of connections to the drug cartels. Their faith gives Margarita and Antonio the strength for the journey, even for the last kilometers to the farm where Perla's bag was found. They wonder if this was the last thing she might have seen.
I don't think she's here among the bodies. I think she was taken somewhere else to work instead. And I think, with all this out in the open now, the authorities will push the investigation a bit harder and pursue our case a bit further. We still hope to find her alive.
A few hundred meters from the ranch, their hopes falter when they see the makeshift forensic camp guarded by dozens of soldiers. Margarita stands at the cordon, silently hoping that Perla had somehow managed to escape.
I have to see her. I have to see her. I can't imagine her being in there. All the images from TV are coming back. You can feel the horror they must have suffered here all around you. You take care of your children, raise them, and then someone comes along and turns your world upside down. It's terrible.
A light zephyr of wind passes. For Antonio and Margarita, a sign from their daughter, a sign not to give up hope.